Hello students, I am Idishes Bagalwadi, your science teacher, Sankalp Learning Solution. In the last class, we learned regarding chemical properties of metals. We also learned what are ionic compounds, and we also learned the reaction between metals and non-metals. In today's class, we will learn more about metallurgy. Metallurgy means how extraction of metal will be taken place. Okay, so here, uh, fine. Fine. Occurrence of metal. From where we will get the metal? Usually from the earth crust. So some metals like gold, silver, platinum, these are found in free state. These are not mixed with anything. These are found in free state in the earth's crust. ಇದು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅಂತ. Because they are very less reactive. Why they are why they will get we will get it in free state because they are less reactive. Most metals are found as oxides, carbonates, sulfides, and halides. Except these, the other metals are formed in the form of, are found, we will get them in the form of oxides, carbonates, sulfides, and halides. So, in these, this one concept, we have to learn certain terms like minerals, ore, gangue, etc. So, what do you mean by minerals? Minerals are nothing but the elements of or compounds which are naturally occurring inside the Earth's crust. It is not artificially prepared. It is not prepared in a factory. It is naturally we are getting it from the Earth crust. That is called a mineral. Okay, or the mineral from which metal has to be extracted. Okay, the mineral from which metal has to be as extracted, from which mineral the metal has to be taken. That is ore. Okay, gangue. What is gangue? The impurities present in the ore, like rock particles, sand particles, and clay particles. So, gangue means what? The impurities present in the rock particles, sorry, present in the ore. These are called as gangue. So, in the extraction of the metals, means how we will obtain the metals. That is called extraction of the metal from their ores. So what happens usually? The metals are extracted from their ores basically by three steps. Main three steps are there. The first one is concentration or enrichment of ore. If we get only ore this much, we have to increase the quantity. That is called enrichment or concentration of the ore. The next one is reduction of the metal. Whatever the metal is formed, it will be in the form of oxide, hydroxide, etc. So that reduction we have to see. The next one is refining. That is nothing but purification of the metal. In this, the first one is concentration of the ore. So what is you mean by concentration of the ore? Removing of gangue or the impurities is called concentration of the ore. So in the ore, we will be having the gangue which is to be removed. So it is called as concentration of the ore. So here you can see the flow chart involved in extraction of metals. So the metals of high reactivity like sodium, potassium, etc. So they will be obtained. Those will be obtained by electrolysis of molten ore. So we have to select the molten ore of it and we have to electrolyze it. From that we will get a pure metal. The next one is metals of medium reactivity, means they will not react too vigorously or violently. They will not react very less. So, for the medium activity, we have two main ores, which is called carbonate ore and sulfide ore. Carbonate ore will be reduced by calcination, whereas sulfide ore will be reduced by roasting. Roasting means heating the metal at a very high temperature. Then, so when these methods are enriched, when the metals are will become satisfied, sorry, when the metals will be undergone calcification, calcination, and roasting, after that they will be converting into oxide of a metal like magnesium oxide, iron oxide, like that. But we want only metal. So for that, we have to reduce the metal. The next one is reduction of metal. Once the metal is reduced, so what happens? Refining of metal takes place. This is how it works for metals of medium reactivity. Next, what about the elements which has low reactivity? Metals of the low reactivity, So here electrolysis of molten ore will be done to enrich the ore. The next one is we will get the pure metal. Then after that electrolysis of molten ore again. Electrolysis of molten ore is done. Then again we will get the pure metal. So this is regarding the calcination and the steps involved in extraction of metals from their ores. The next one, extraction of metals low in the activity series, very low in the activity series. So why we have to consider this means they will be reduced to the metals by heating in presence of oxygen. So it is called as roasting. Okay, it is called as roasting. So metals which are low in the activity series have to be heated in the presence of oxygen. So here mercury obtained from the cinnabar. Mercury we will obtain from a cinnabar. So by heating in presence of oxygen, when we heat HGS, so what we will get? We will get Hg, that is mercury. So we have to heat it if we want mercury. When it is heated in the presence of oxygen, it is first converted into mercuric oxide, and then when the heat continues, when the heating process continues, it will be reduced into mercury and oxygen. So this is how metals react with the oxygen. Okay, the next one, copper is obtained from its sulfide ore. Mercury is obtained from its sulfide ore. Similarly, copper is obtained from its sulfide ore when it is heated in presence of oxygen, that is nothing but roasting. So we will get the products will be the metal oxide as well as sulfur dioxide. The products will be metal oxide as well as sulfur dioxide. Right. So this is okay, fine. Extraction of metals in activity series. The next one is extraction of the metals in the middle of the activity series, like zinc, iron, lead are found as oxides, sulfides, and carbonate ore. So how these metals will be extracted? So it is very easier to obtain from the oxides than from the sulfides or carbonate. So in the previous one, we obtained from oxides, but when they are in sulfides or carbonates, it is very tough to obtain the metals. So what happens? Non-oxide ores are converted into oxides. First, what happens? Non-oxide ores are converted into oxides. So here it is zinc sulfide is there. This is converted into oxides by roasting. That is heating the element at a high temperature. Okay. Then calcination. What is it? It is a heating of a ore in absence of oxygen. When in absence of oxygen, you can heat it in the form of a you can heat the ore, and it is used simply to sulfide ores into oxide form. So that is used to convert sulfide ore into the oxide form. So here you can see zinc carbonate. When it is heated, we will get zinc oxide and carbon dioxide. Then the oxide ore then reduced to a metal by heating with the reducing agent. Again, we want the metal now. So it has been reduced using reducing agent like carbon. Okay. So when metal oxides react with the carbon, we will get the actual metal along with the liberation of carbon monoxide. So this is how extraction of metals takes place, which are in the middle of activity of series. Fine. Okay. So this is about the reaction. In the upcoming session, we are going to learn about the reaction which is called thermic reaction. What is that? What is the use of it? We are going to learn in the next class. Until that, take care. Have a nice day.